Why do Chinese people take pictures of me? Because you look like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Kind of unrelated. But I checked your profile after someone pointed out you looking like The Rock, and I saw you had an unanswered question about bugs and thin legs. The reason is mostly due to something called the square cube law. If you make something 2x bigger to scale, its volume and weight will increase 8x while its surface, cross-sections and so on only increase 4x. Since muscle strength, structural strength, and breathing efficiency by the way depend on the surface areas and loads and requirements for air, nutrition and so on depend on the volume, that means there isn't as much need for thick legs to support the body. Do you look like a celebrity maybe? You could look like Kobe Bryant. I heard he is popular in China. A very cultural lack of consideration for privacy, and probably you looking kinda strange or similar to a famous person. You owe them money? National Geographic used to be full of photos of African people, sometimes naked. I wonder if they asked the same thing. Anyway, I assume when you come to a place where all the people look very different from your civilization, then you want to take pictures. If I saw a group of punks for example, I would want to take a picture too. It's cool, never seen one here since the early 90s. Do you look aesthetically pleasing? I used to get stopped for photos from Chinese visitors when I lived in a tourist town, and my friends from China said that's why, and sort of said we're like a spectacle to them if you're pretty or have like an aesthetic going on. A lot of Chinese people did this when I went on vacation in China some years ago. For context, I look very stereotypically Nordic. Blue eyes, blonde, pale skin, tall, lean figure, etc. People came up and took pictures on multiple occasions. Some asked if it was okay, others just blatantly pulled their phone up and flashed the camera 2-3 times from like 5 m away. I'm gonna be honest, I still don't completely understand why, but oh well. It's never happened since. How do you know they are Chinese? Well, let's have a look at you, my lad. If you look like a goblin, it's bad luck. If you look like me, they'll send you off in a raft. CCP spies. Close the windows and lock your doors. I've had that happen to me, but I was in a rural village in China at the time. If you're in a city in Europe, I have no idea. Maybe you look like someone they recognize. Don't know, but you should definitely chase them away while screaming so they learn not to do that. Do you work for a company that's in the defense industry? What's your hair color? I went to a wedding once where a group of Chinese women who had never traveled outside China attended. My son was about 13 or 14, good looking with blonde hair. They fawned over him like he was Justin Bieber. There were almost as many photos of him with that group of women than there were of the bride and groom. It was harmless and fun. Also, how do you know they are Chinese? BTW. Did you check if your face is part of some sex robots now? I bet they are using those pictures to put faces on them.